Hello and welcome to We Poets. My name is Sally Baker and I'm the host of We Poets. We Poets is a poetry show for boys and girls between the ages of 6 and 13. So if you would like to be on the program, please have your parents or your school teacher call me. I'm always looking for new poets to come and read their poems. Also, we're always looking for dependable interns between the ages of 13 and 19. So if you are a middle school or a high school student and you would like to get a free internship and help us produce We Poets, I'd love to have you. And again, please have your parents or your school teacher call me. And if you are an adult and you would like to come and tell boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen and teenagers something about your job, tonight we have a very interesting teacher who's going to come from Manzaneta Middle School, and she's going to tell us all about this school and the wonderful programs that they have there in place. And our two poets are from the same school. So, without further ado, here we go with our first poet, a handsome young man. Hello, young man. How are you tonight?
Good, how about you?
Good. Could you look there at camera 3 and tell us your name and how old you are and what school you go to and what grade you're in, please?
I go to Manzaneta. I'm 13 years old and my name is William Munoz.
Great. Is this your first time on TV?
Yes.
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going
nervous.
to do fine. And I love your hair.
Thank you.
How long does it take you to do that every morning, your hair?
A good 15 minutes.
A good 15 minutes. What's wonderful. And you have beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
Now, tell me, what's the name of your poem?
And I was raised by poem.
Good. And what country are you from?
El Salvador.
And how long have you lived here in the United States?
13 years. Well, I wasn't born in El Salvador, but my parents are from there.
Oh, great, great. And so the name of your poem again is what?
And I was raised by poem.
Okay, look right there at camera 3 and let's hear it, please.
I was raised by pupusa eating, Hispanic cooking, pudding so yummy you want to keep eating, servite un poco pues type of family. Some music loving, Ricardo Arjona blasting, pues pon música que voy a cocinar type of family. Some feet tapping, legs always moving, we could dance all night type of family. Some horchata drinking, messy shirt wearing, a mí no me vayas a faltar el respeto type of family. Some hard workers, architectural drawings, going from nothing to something, so salvadoreño y orgulloso type of family. I was raised by a Salvadorian family.
Great, let's clap. Wasn't that great? Very nice, very nice. Now, what else do you like to write about when you write?
Personal experiences, just I find poetry is just like a way to kind of get those feelings out there.
That's great. Have you won any awards for your poetry?
No.
Not yet, huh?
Not yet.
Well, let's talk about you. What sports do you like to play?
I play basketball and football.
Good. How many years have you been doing that?
Basketball, 2 years. Football, this is my first year.
Your first year. And what positions do you play?
Basketball, sometimes I play center, and football, I'm a D lineman.
I see. So tell me, what else do you like to do for fun with your friends?
I like to hang out with my friends, go out and do stuff. But when I'm at home, we normally just play video games.
And have you traveled anywhere?
Mexico, and that's about it.
That's about it. What did you like best about being in Mexico?
The hotels, to be honest. The hotels, they're really nice.
Did you have very excellent service or very excellent food, or what?
The food. The food was really good.
And what were some of the things you ate that you really liked?
The meat there was good, like steak and all that.
Oh, so you don't eat much steak at home?
Not really.
Not really. I don't eat too much meat either. Now, when you graduate from high school and college, what profession do you think you'd like to pursue?
Hopefully an engineer like my dad, but that takes a lot of math.
Oh, yeah? And does Dad work here in the Bay Area?
He works in the Bay Area, yes.
Good, good. How about Mom? Does Mom work or is she a housewife?
Mom is an architect.
Oh, wow. So you come from a very professional family.
Yes.
Now, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about you?
No, I think you covered everything.
Well, good. Well, I'm very proud of you, and I know we're going to be hearing great things about you in the future.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming. Let's give him another round of applause. And now we have a pretty young lady. She's going to tell us all about herself and read her poetry. Hello, young lady.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
Good.
Good. Could you look there at camera 3
Yes.
and tell us your name and how old you are,
Okay.
and what school you go to and what grade you're in, please?
Okay. My name is Samantha Flores. I go to Manzaneta Middle School. I'm age 13 and I'm in grade 7th.
Great. Is this your first time on TV?
No.
Oh, when were you on before?
I went to the City Hall of Richmond
Uh-huh.
and I talked about human rights
Good. How long ago was that?
in 5th grade.
In the 5th grade.
Yes.
Good. Did you win a prize for that presentation?
No.
Uh-huh. You just talked about
Yeah.
things that were going on, right? Now, what have you written for me tonight?
A poem called Where I'm From.
Oh.
I was inspired from the original poem called Where I'm From.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, be our guest, please.
Okay. I am from shrines of La Virgen de Guadalupe, from art pieces and outdoor equipment. I am from the smell of fruit carried inside by the wind, followed with the barking of my precious dog, with his white cross on his chest and brown rounded eyebrows. I am from quesadillas and tacos de carne, which are made by the queen of this castle. There is no one who can make the same recipe without the touch of the queen's love. I am from independent and kind-hearted fellows. We have true hearts, willing to help anyone in need. I am from Que Dios te bendiga, may God bless you. Mi casa es tu casa, my house is your house. Ven y salúdalos, come and greet them. Cuídense, take care, and salud, bless you. I am from our backyard, kitchen, my desk, tortas, and pozole. I am from getting lost, but finding my way back, the trail of my memories being my guide home. I am in the heart of everything is where I shall keep my memories of my family to soothe me when I am not here. I am from my family tree, not only a family tree, but the Latin tree that has a new look every spring. My home is where I'm from.
Great, let's clap. Wasn't that wonderful? Very nice. Very nice. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. Now tell me, would you like to be a writer after you graduate from high school and college?
Yes, I have thought about it.
Great. What types of subjects would you like to write about?
Novels, poetry, yeah,
Good.
stories, fantasy.
Wonderful. Now tell me some more about yourself. What kind of sports do you like to play?
I like to play basketball.
Are you on the team?
No.
Oh, but I hope you
Yeah.
will be. Yes, indeed. Do you play a musical instrument?
Yes, the flute.
Uh-huh. And how long have you been playing the flute?
I played it for 2 years.
2 years. Good. Did you win any awards for playing?
No.
No? Uh-huh. Good, good. And have you traveled outside of the country or here in the United States anywhere?
I've only been to Nevada like 3 times. Yeah.
And what did you do when you went there?
Went to the snow.
Went to the snow. Isn't that fun?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I was raised in Iowa where we have snow, and so we had sleds and skated and all that kind of stuff. Did you throw snowballs when you were in the snow?
Yes.
Good, good. So tell me some more about yourself, just anything you want to tell me.
I play video games.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What some of the ones you like to play?
Fortnite
Uh-huh.
on the PlayStation.
Great, great. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And when you and your friends hang out, where are some of the places you go to have fun?
The mall.
The mall. So you like to shop and buy clothes?
Yes, a
What
lot.
kind of clothes do you like to wear?
Well, some of the shoes are Converse.
Uh-huh.
And then I like jackets a lot.
Oh, good, good. Uh-huh. Do you like to dress up?
Mm-hmm.
Good, good. Uh-huh. Now, is there anything else you'd like to tell me about you?
No.
That's it, huh? This is your first time on TV?
No, it's the second time actually.
Tell me about the first time you were on.
The first time I went to the City Hall of Richmond and I talked about human rights in 5th grade.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember we talked about that at the beginning. Well, I'm very, very proud of you. You did a wonderful job, and I know all your friends are going to be so proud when they see you on TV. And your principal came tonight too, right?
Yes.
And I know he's very proud, as well as your parents and all our people watching.
Yes.
So we're going to hear from you the second half of the program, and thank you so much for coming. Let's give her another round of applause. Welcome back to the second half of We Poets. I'm Sally Baker, the host. I would now like to introduce you to a very special teacher. She is the teacher of the two poets that you just heard reading their poetry. And now I'm going to interview her, and she's going to tell us all about this wonderful school that she teaches at. So without further ado, I'm going to let her introduce herself so I don't slaughter her name. Hello.
Hi.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Would you look there at camera 3, please, and tell us your name and what school you're teaching at and what grade, please?
My name is Eliza Finlayson, and I teach 7th and 8th grade English at Manzaneta Charter Middle School in Richmond.
Great. And how long have you been teaching there?
I just started teaching there this year.
This year?
Yeah. This is my first year.
Good.
Yeah.
And where do you come from?
I'm originally from New Haven, Connecticut on the East Coast.
Good.
Yeah.
And why did you think you wanted to come out here to California to teach?
I wanted to move to the West Coast primarily because I was sick of the cold weather, but also because I have a lot of family out here and a lot of close friends who live out here, and I just thought it'd be a great change and a great place for me to kind of start my life after graduating college. And yeah.
Excuse me, where did you go to college?
I went to Colby College in Maine.
In Maine. Oh, Maine's a beautiful state.
Yeah.
I took my mother there one year for a fall vacation, and it was beautiful when the leaves turned.
Yeah, the
Yes.
fall is the prettiest time of year.
Oh, yes.
But the winter is.
Yes. Now,
quite
let's talk
dreadful.
about the school. Now, my first question is, let's see here. What do you like best about the Manzaneta campus and the atmosphere?
What I like best about the Manzaneta campus, and more specifically the atmosphere, is how kind and loving everyone is really towards each other. Since I walked onto campus, or since I became a teacher there, I've received nothing but love from all the students, and I'm extremely appreciative of that. And it's just an incredibly tight-knit community, which I think just makes it a really special school.
It is, and the principal is so wonderful and so professional, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've interviewed him once or twice on the program, and he's had several of his students come, and the students have done such a wonderful job. I'm very proud of them. It's a wonderful school.
Yeah.
You're very blessed.
Yes.
Now let's see here. What grades do you teach, and how many students do you have?
I teach 7th and 8th grade English, and I have 85 students.
85 students.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, 4 classes.
Wow. So what time do classes start, and what time do they end?
Starts at 8:30, ends at 3:45.
Good, good. And the English is the only thing that you teach?
Yes, and reading.
And reading.
Yeah, I teach reading intensive in the middle of the day, and I teach English the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm. Now, the poets that read their poems, had you assigned a special topic for them to write about?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the year, we mainly focused on culture and the ideas of what makes us who we are and our identity, and kind of how writing can be a form of expression in terms of what our identities are and where we come from. So that was actually modeled off of another poem called Where I'm From, or not Where I'm From, sorry, Who I Was Raised by Kelly Norman Ellis. Yeah. And we analyzed that poem first before going into writing our own and exploring kind of how we could express our own identity through poetry.
Good, good. Now, with so much bullying going on in the schools, I've done a series of programs about bullying. Have you assigned any poems or readings for the children to do about bullying?
It's actually interesting that you say that because we just did a whole kind of Mean Girls segment of my 8th grade class, and we touched on bullying, and overall we've done kind of a lot of bullying prevention stuff in this past week, specifically with the history teacher at Manzaneta in response to the shootings and whatnot. So it's been really amazing to see Manzaneta come together as a community, especially in terms of our anti-bullying initiatives.
Yes. Now, let's see here. Are you involved with activities outside of the classroom?
Yes, aside from hanging out with the kids after school, which I do fairly regularly. I'm also the soccer coach.
Oh.
And I'm the boys soccer coach, and I'm starting the girls team actually the week we get back from break. So those are the main extracurriculars that I run outside of the classroom.
Now, do you have PTA meetings at the school?
Yeah, so we have board meetings once a month, That also is something that makes our school special, is that all teachers are invited to join the board meetings, and from the ones that I've gone to, it's been pretty impactful for me to go, and that's a really powerful and important part of the school, is that, and also all the board members are parents. So it's very parent-run, community-driven, and I really love that about the school.
Now, do they have open houses so people can come and take a tour of the school? Could you tell us about that, please?
Yeah, we just had a history fair.
Good.
And we have various fairs and kind of community events throughout the year for either prospective students or for students who already go to Manzaneta and their families to come to.
Now, do you have a need for volunteers, like parents or people in the community, teenagers, to come and do volunteer work at some of the events at your school?
A lot of our parents do come and volunteer.
Good.
So I wouldn't say we're in need of volunteers, because a lot of our parents do volunteer for a lot of different roles at the school, which is another really huge strength of the school and something I really like about it.
Now, I know most schools are looking for financial donations. Like We Poets is a nonprofit organization, so we're always looking for financial donations. Does your school need financial donations?
I mean, I'm sure every school in some capacity needs financial donations. But yeah, I don't know of the specific finances of our school, but I'm sure that we could always
use
use
extra
money,
help.
yeah.
And how about supplies? If people want to donate, like school supplies, things like that?
Yeah, I have, at the beginning of the year, I had a donors choose that had a bunch of different supplies listed. Yeah, that was a good way for me to kind of garner some support, especially from just friends back home and stuff, just for things like markers or poster or just classroom items that I needed, as well as books. So yeah, any donations in terms of books are always welcome, for sure.
Now, how about field trips? Do you take the students on any field trips?
Yeah, we do take the students on field trips. My understanding is that in the past we took them on more field trips, but this spring we're planning on taking them on a few. The 7th graders are going to a camping trip. In the fall, I did a unit with my 8th graders on Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera, and we went to the Diego Rivera murals in San Francisco at the San Francisco Art Institute, which was really great. So yeah, they love the field trips, and they're great experiences for the kids to be able to get out and see something outside of the classroom.
Yeah. Now, how about the ethnicity of the makeup of the students? Do you have a nice range of ethnicities?
Yeah, Manzaneta is incredibly diverse. I really love teaching primarily students of color as a person of color, and that's something that I really love about the school.
So it's sort of equally mixed among the races? The
No,
attendance?
not equally, but it's very diverse.
Very diverse.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything else you would like to put out about the school that we need to know?
No, I mean, I love working there. I couldn't be happier working at a school, especially in my first year of teaching. I'm very lucky to work with the kids that I work with every day. Yeah.
And like I say, if people wanted to come out to the school, it'll come up on the screen, but could you give the address and maybe the phone number?
It's
Well, if that's all right.
It's on 33rd and Barrett.
Let's see, I think I have it here, but it will come up on the screen. Let's see, I think the address is 461 33rd Street, Richmond, and the zip code is 94806, and the phone number is 510-222-3500. Is that correct?
Yes.
And like I say, it will come up on the screen.
Yeah.
Well, if there's nothing else you want to put out about the school, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to have the two poets come back and join us, and then they're going to ask you a few questions. So this will be their first time on TV to ask you a few questions that they've always wanted to ask you.
I can't
Okay?
wait.
So, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, don't turn off those TVs. We're going to take a quick break, and our two poets are going to join us. So we'll be back in just a moment. our two poets have joined us, and they have prepared some questions for their teacher, so they're going to put her on the hot seat. So here we go. First question, please.
What do you think differentiates Manzi from all the other schools in Richmond?
I think the biggest thing that differentiates Manzi from all the other schools in Richmond is specifically the class sizes and how small the community is. Like each of my classes is no bigger than 25, which is a lot smaller than most other class sizes in Richmond, and it really gives me the opportunity to be able to foster really close relationships with every single one of my students, and also give my students the one-on-one help that each of them needs.
Great. Next question, please.
Why did you decide to join Manzi?
I decided to join Manzi because when I was initially looking at schools in Richmond, I thought it would be awesome to teach English to middle schoolers, but I also saw a lot in Manzi in what I experienced in my middle school, and that was a really small community and a very tight-knit community and a really rich culture amongst the students. And I thought it would just be a great fit for me to be able to teach at a school that was so similar to mine growing up.
Great. Next question, please.
What do you like about English? Like, out of all the subjects, why English?
I like English the most for a few different reasons. One, I think that it's really much easier to make English more interesting for my students because I'm able to give you texts on so many different topics, from current events to now we're going to start reading satirical, funny texts to more serious texts. Everything is just revolving around reading and writing. And the second thing that I love most about it is that I can hear all of your opinions about whatever we're reading or writing, and that you get to have the opportunity to voice your opinions in class. And that's something that I really love about teaching English.
Great. Next question, please.
Do you enjoy being the soccer coach?
Yes, I love being the soccer coach. It's one of my favorite activities that I do outside of school. As a former college soccer player, playing soccer is something that I hold very close to my heart, so it's really special that I get to share that with my students.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
What do you want your 8th graders this year to leave with from Manzaneta into high school?
I primarily want them to leave with two things. One is an ability to really analyze or have a better analysis of the world around them and be able to have the tools to analyze the world around them. And whether it's various texts that they read or media you come across, for you to be able to actually analyze that and look at it critically and not just take it for what it is. And second, for you guys to just be prepared, or as prepared as possible, academically and socially for high school.
Mm-hmm. Do you have another question?
Would you pick any other subject other than English to teach?
I think that it would be actually pretty fun to teach math. I love history, and I think I would love being a history teacher as well, but I also really like math, and I think it could be fun to be your math teacher. And I think it would be a cool experience.
Uh-huh. So we have some more time left. Anything else you'd like to talk about that we hadn't put on our schedule to talk about?
How long have you been playing soccer for?
I have been playing soccer since I was 8, so can you do the math?
Another question?
I would like to learn how to play soccer.
You can join the girls' team. It starts, so yeah, I am starting the girls' team for the first time at Manzaneta. So that'll start after break, which I'm really excited about.
Do you play other schools of
Yeah.
the games?
So
What
we
schools
play,
will you
like,
play?
Making Waves, we'll play Helms. What other schools do we usually play?
We might play Dijon. We played Dijon
Yeah, we might
for the
play
boys
Dijon.
team.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So just other various local teams in the area.
Uh-huh. Could you talk about any upcoming events at the school?
Yeah, so we're having a science fair in April, I believe April 16th or 12th.
And what'll
April
take place?
9th. And so there'll be lots of different science and math projects set out both for community members who are already a part of Manzaneta to see, but also for new potential members to come and see the school and be able to see the type of work that our students get to do.
So the public can come?
Yes.
And so what all will take place? Will you have goodies, refreshments?
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
We'll have food and drink, yes.
So you'll have tables set up so the parents and students can go to tables
Yeah.
around and find out all the information they need? Will this also be advertised on the radio and newspapers?
I believe it's advertised just throughout the community. Like flyers are just put out to the community. For example, our receptionist is also our community liaison, so she really spreads the word throughout the community.
Good.
Yeah.
And you'll have information like at libraries where lots of students go and parents go to libraries, like posters on the wall at libraries.
I'm not sure.
But probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get the word out.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you all for coming. Everybody did a good job. And you guys are going to be on spring break next week, right?
Yeah.
What are you going to do on spring break?
Hopefully I get to hang out with my friends, just go out and have a fun time with them.
You're just going to stay here, though? You're not going to go
No,
out of town?
no.
That sounds good. Next.
I'd probably stay home and play video games and also go outside and skateboard. Yeah.
And what are you going to do during spring break?
I'll be going to Denver for a few days to visit some of my college friends, which I'm really excited about.
Have you been to Denver before?
Yes, once before for a soccer tournament. So I didn't really get to see any of it. I only played soccer when I was there. So
I hear Denver's high up, the altitude.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't fare too well in that high altitude.
yeah, I'm excited to see snow again.
Oh, that's great, that's great. Well, I want to thank all of you for coming. You did a great job, and I want you to go back to school after spring break and tell the rest of your classmates about We Poets. I'd love to have them come and be on. And I'd love for you to go back and talk to some of the other teachers and see if they would like to have some of their students come and be on.
Yeah.
About how many teachers do you have?
We have 6 total.
6 in the whole school?
Yeah. That's part of what I really like about Manzaneta too, is how small our team is. So
that's great.
we're able to really communicate easily.
Okay, well, we're out of time, so I want to thank you guys so much. So without further ado, let's say goodbye to our watching audience. Goodbye, everybody, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.